Welcome to another episode of Talking World Sports. So, the biggest event in the sports world this summer was obviously the Men's World Cup. And I'm going to answer the question: was this World Cup a success? And I'm going to use three criteria to answer this question. Number one, what did the tournament do in terms of promoting and publicizing the sport, spreading the sport? Number two, what was the experience like for the players? And finally, what was the experience like for the fans? So, first for the sport overall, there was a lot of controversy, right? Instant replay, offsides, FIFA, geopolitics. But overall, the ultimate goal of a World Cup is to spread the sport. That's why they have it in Qatar 4 years ago, US, Canada, Mexico this time, Morocco, among other countries next time. They want to spread the love, spread the game. And in that sense, it was an immense success. Such a big success that to me, it dwarfs the other two categories I'm going to address because America is a monster market in terms of population, but also love of sports and willingness to spend money on sports. And the country caught World Cup fever. And not just, a fad in terms of paying attention, it's the new thing to do. People were watching and learning the game. Offside rules, different styles. I just look at my dad's friends who've never cared in their life about soccer. And they were not just reading about it and following, they were watching the games. They look forward to the games every day. Oh, I like this team style. I don't like that team. And that happened on a grand scale from Maine to California. So that is the ultimately what the World Cup wants to do is spread the game, and that happened. So huge success just from that alone. Secondly, the experience of the players. From everything I read, these football stadiums, which originally during the American football season used turf, were turned into soccer with pure grass. Remember, they didn't use MLS stadiums. They're using American football stadiums. From what I saw, from what I heard, the facilities were top notch. I saw Quote Halan, the training grounds, the fields, and a lot of these European fans who came over were people from all over the world. They saw these football stadiums, American football. They thought they were futuristic. I think about SoCal and Inglewood, with the lights, the screens going around. People were amazed. So the experience, the facilities were fine for the players. And then when addressing what was the World Cup like for the fans, to me, there's two parts to this. It's twofold. Number one, fans who came over, they had fun. Okay, they enjoyed America. You saw the Scottish fans in Boston taking over, all in Fenway. The Norwegian fans doing their rowing in Times Square. Fans going to Texas eating barbecue, going to see the rodeo. Remember, a bunch of Colombians in Kansas City. I was just thinking, wow, look how they packed the stadium. So the fans had a good time, but the price gouging is an issue. Okay, there's one thing, supply, demand. People want to come. It's the World Cup. But I saw firsthand right here in New Jersey, NJ Transit, which goes from New York to New Jersey. And that's what went from, Manhattan, New York to MetLife Stadium where the final was. Prices just shot up when there was a game. My brother was playing around when he'd come down to the Jersey Shore based on what was happening. It's just wrong, and it dampens to me the experience because people are just wasting money. And I know it's going to happen again. What to do about it? To me, it comes down to journalists, good old fashioned investigative reporting. Because think back to the early 1900s, muckrakers exposing the ills of society. That's what's going to happen again. That's the only way to make this a bigger story and issue. Because FIFA's not going to do anything. The host countries, they want to make their money. It's got to come down to journalists exposing, and it's not about just making money, it's taking advantage of these fans who are going to do anything because they love their country and they love soccer. So that's an issue. But overall, like I said, because of the way the sport reached America, the tournament was a success? Let me know in the comments. Answer the question yourselves. What did you like about this tournament overall? Or did you not like it? You didn't think America, Mexico, Canada were good hosts? My next episode, I'm going to address the idea going around that's seriously being considered about expanding the World Cup, having more teams in it. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, have a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to you soon.